Right. And I never got into that. And that was a big issue. So I didn't really promote myself. I didn't go on Instagram a hell of a lot. I did a little bit. Not very good at it. Facebook. So I'll shoot some things off every now and then, but it's just one of those things where I just was never really good at. But now social media is here. It's a little bit easier to promote yourself, to get your name out there, where before we didn't have social media. So our promotion was going to a venue, hopefully doing a meet and greet, hopefully getting an interview, hopefully people will see it on a website or WNA or whatever they had back then. And then that was it. So it was difficult. We didn't have TV either. So you weren't really promoted, in that way. So we stayed stagnant.
Do you think back then, like, as far as like promotion goes, because like we talk like early 2000s when you were coming in and like Billy Cole and guys like that.
2000s, shit, really?
He was in the 90s, wasn't he? He came like late 90s.
Yeah, 99. Yeah.
like as far as like promotion goes back then, like, do you think if you guys had like the technology which is around today, like, how do you guys think that like you guys would have fared in as far as being up against the talent of today, which is high with social media, etc.?
It was really hard to tell. We were younger, obviously. We would have been more enthusiastic about it. Would have been more driven. But you get to a certain age where, and I've seen it with a lot of guys, especially now, really good quality guys. They're about 30-ish or so, and they're top guys, and they're giving up. They just had enough. They're not going anywhere with it, or they feel that they're not, even though it's a continual thing. It doesn't mean you have to get booked at the top company. Or do it that way. You could be lucky enough to go there after a couple of years of training, or you could, swindle around like all other other athletes did, for 20, 30 years, and then, go in smaller promotions, and then eventually you might get a little bit of a break. So it just depends.
It's the luck of the draw, though, really, with wrestling. It's like right time, right place.
It is. And look, you do need to have, you got to be on your game when the time is right. So when they look at you, you're doing a tryout or whatever you're doing, you got the eyes on you. So you need to be on your game. So, yeah.
And also, need to know how to politic as well to a certain degree, I'm sure.
Yeah. Politicking is the unfortunate part about it. But, if you're genuinely respectful, it's not really politic. You know what I mean? It's not political. Yeah. It's you be genuine. You give constructive criticism. You don't. It's not like the old days where you blast someone and you get heat and then you never get booked again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just don't do that.
I think it's a different time now.
It's different. It's a cupcake society, man. It's a cupcake society.
But that's the thing, man. I can remember training with like boxing coaches and stuff like that, and being yelled at and called a pussy. Get up, you fucking, and all sorts of shit. But it was like I still had like it was always like, man, I really respect this guy. Like, you know what I mean? It was never like, wow, this guy's an asshole.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but that's I guess that's their way of pushing people. You know what I mean? Pushing people to get better, pushing people to get tougher. It's just like the business. You got those tough people, the tough trainers that still do that, and then you got the softer ones that can communicate differently. It depends. Depends if they respect you enough to listen to you. So
but I think like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but being a trainer, you have to really be able to communicate with people from like all different types of walks of life. You know what I mean? People that different personalities, different quirks.
Oh God. Yeah, no, definitely. You're going to deal with all sorts, especially in this business, and I have.